Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
My name is Jeremy Harper. This is Raising Howl. In case you forgot, in case you accidentally loaded us up, but here we are. It's a Thursday. Usually I record these things on Tuesday. I waited until Thursday. You thought maybe I forgot about you, that maybe I was no longer interested in the Red Wolves, that I had checked out. I have not. That's either a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. Thought I'd start with last night's game against the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. I didn't get to watch most of the game. Family stuff. Sometimes that gets in the way. What's more important? The game against the Cajuns or making sure your family is in the right place? I think it's always family. But I did see Joe Pinion put a guy in traction. Oh my God, well, I half saw it. I had distractions. But yeah, Pinion was playing hard. Dominguez was playing hard. I tell you what, when you get on Dominguez's bad side, he's going to let you have it. Anyway, I saw a ton of guys on both ends of the court shooting free throws, all by themselves. 6 guys tagged with technicals. What an ugly game. Yeah, but you know, that's what's going to happen when you play the Cajuns, especially at the Cajun Dome. It's going to be a fight. All that was missing was PBS showing up and saying, "No commercials, no mercy." Yeah, that was an Anchorman reference. If you didn't get that, maybe you kids don't get it. Mostly I saw Isaiah Nelson just outright dominating the game. Listen, the Cajuns are probably, well, not probably, I don't know for sure. I know they're the worst in the Sun Belt for rebounding. They're probably one of the worst teams in the nation. So we knew, you and I knew, that the numbers for rebounding was going to be lopsided. But damn, Nelson, 21 rebounds last night, the Cajuns 24. Nelson nearly outboarded the entire Cajun team. Oh, yeah, and he chipped in 30 points, too. 15 in the first half and another 15 in the second. I think we might be witnessing something special here with Isaiah Nelson. The kid's a character. Early in the season, Coach Hodgson said that Nelson is always dialed to 11. If you're sitting on the bench and Nelson comes out for a breather, get ready for a high five. Nelson is going to give you a high five whether you're ready or not. That's how Nelson is. I remember at the beginning of the season, he's in that big old walking boot, had the foot injury. He's out there jacking half-court shots just to keep himself amused. During the games, he'd hobble out into the huddle. You have to be led away. Kid's dialed to 11. He might be dialed to 12 right now. I don't know. Because check out these numbers for Nelson for his last 3 games. I mean, he's been playing great beyond the 3 games. So just look at these last 3 games. He's averaging 21 points, 18 rebounds, and 2 block shots. Nelson is playing not just at his highest level, but at college basketball's highest level. He's got that Dennis Rodman energy. Remember Dennis Rodman? Here's the thing, though, about Dennis Rodman. He wasn't much for scoring. He could if he wanted to, but he was all hungry for rebounds. He was starving for rebounds. That's all he cared about. Isaiah Nelson might give you 30 points. But when I say he has Dennis Rodman energy, I mean every board belongs to Zay Nelson. And his hands have gotten softer at the rim. And what I mean by that is that he cleans up missed shots with his shooter's touch. Like let's say, like maybe somebody like Kobe Julian puts up a shot, it rattles around the rim, it's about to hit the floor. Nelson's there to tap it in. He doesn't just bang it off the board. It's going to go in because he got the shooter's touch. He's got the hops. Gets above everybody. I had asked Coach Hodgson about Nelson's development and his recent burst of super production. He said that he felt like Nelson could have started the season this way with the same fire had he not been hobbled by that foot injury that we had mentioned earlier. He said right now what we're seeing is Nelson at his fullest strength. His fullest strength. And it's been incredible to witness. He said that, by the way. He had a press conference, Coach Hodgson, a couple weeks ago, or a couple days ago, just out of the blue. It was after the loss to Troy. And I don't know. I guess he was catching a negative vibe. And there was a negative vibe after that game. And just out of the blue, he calls a press conference. He says, hey, in 40 minutes, press conference. I mean, nobody knew what he wanted. As far as I knew, he was about to say he was the new coach at, Syracuse or something. Just wanted to talk hoops. Wanted to talk about the zone. One of the things he said was, hey, it's not the zone we have trouble scoring against. It's South Alabama's zone. Well, it's only South Alabama's zone that troubles Coach Hodgson. But yeah, he just wanted to talk about basketball. He talked about Zay. He talked about, some of the other players, how some of the other players are a little dinged up. Talked about how he uses the bench. He talks about, who's ready to play, who's not. Talked about the team's attitude. Not worried after Troy. Still just as cocky as ever. Good. And it showed. The next day, they annihilated ULM, which you should at home. And they go to the Cajun Dome, which is always tough to play in. Annihilated them. Red Wolves were 11.5-point favorite on betonline.com last night, and they covered. Great teams covered. BetOnline is not only your most trusted source of online gaming, it's mine too. Even before they paid me to say it, they're my most trusted platform for gaming. BetOnline has all your favorite prop bets on all your favorite sports. And NHL, NBA, college hoops, you name it, BetOnline, the game starts here. So there's a lot of talk about the Sun Belt tournament, about its format, but there's a lot of talk about the top of the Sun Belt tournament right now, the teams that are vying for the juiciest positions, specifically 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 are pretty juicy too, right? Because 1 and 2, you get right into the semifinals. 3 and 4, you're pretty close up there. You just have to play one game to get in, right? And those teams have been South Alabama, Arkansas State, Troy, and James Madison, which officially became, I believe, the regular season winner after their win. Was it last night or the night before? Congratulations to James Madison. Started the season off really slow. Didn't seem like the same team. New coach, Coach Spradlin. Yeah. He found his footing. Got that team playing really well. But yeah, so everybody's talking about, who's going to get the top 4 positions. There are other teams that are kind of jockeying for that position. Appalachian State was in there. They lost to Georgia Southern, though. I don't know what's going to happen there. Marshall was in that conversation. But no, it's going to be some sort of mix of JMU, South Alabama, Troy, and Arkansas State. Now, the real intrigue here is the back of the bracket. The bottom 4 teams tasked with winning 7 straight games to win the championship. I have breaking news for the back 4. You're not playing in Pensacola, guys. You're playing in Diggstown. If you're a Gen Xer, you probably know the premise of Diggstown, a movie from the 1990s starring James Woods and Louis Gossett Jr. In this movie, which is probably playing on TNT right now, Louis Gossett Jr. is this over-the-hill boxer tasked with fighting 10 guys in one day. And he's got to win them all. 10 guys in one day. That's pretty good. That's a lot of guys to box. ULM Coastal and the 2 guys we have yet to know, they're playing in Diggstown on March 4th, and it will be glorious. It'll be kind of fun to watch, these guys. Yeah, will any of these guys make a move? Will they end up, fighting their way? Kind of like, you ever watch Snowpiercer? Yeah. It's about this group of guys that are in the back of the train fighting their way to the engine. That's what's going on. That's the Sun Belt right there. It's Digtown. It's Snowpiercer. It's Hunger Games. I love it. Partly because my favorite team, the Red Wolves, won't have to be in that fight, but that's okay. This is a short episode. I'm not going to talk your ear off. I don't have any guests. It's just me. But I want to conclude this talk with a note about the NFL Combine. I never watch it. Yeah, guys lifting weights, guys jumping, guys running. That doesn't really do it for me. That's boring. Some people love it, though. They just want to see it. Is this guy fast? Is this guy strong? How tall is this guy? How big are his hands? They want to know. But I've always used the Combine as a kind of measuring stick for which college programs are going to do well in the NFL draft. Specifically for the Sun Belt. This year, one guy, Mike Green of Marshall, is repping the Sun Belt in the NFL Combine. And congratulations to Mike Green, man. He is a dynamite defensive player. Dynamite. I think Marshall's Mike Green was making some big talk the other day about how he was the best player in the country, which is fine. Good for him. He might be the best. I don't know. But the Sun Belt gets one guy. The Sun Belt had 7 guys last season. 7. We went from 7 to 1. Generally, we'll have anywhere between 4 and 8 Sun Belt dudes receive invites. It's not a lot of guys, but, all right, fine. We'll take it. This year, one guy. And this should alarm the Sun Belt, yeah. But it should also alarm the entire group of 5. We are being rated, ladies and gentlemen, out of our NFL caliber talent. What we get in return is not NFL level talent. We get guys, yes, they're not NFL guys. There are 105 players from the from the SEC going to the NFL Combine this year. Sunbelt has 1. The ACC has 60. The Sunbelt has 1, the fewest of all conferences. It's not like any G5 is being well represented. The G5 put a total of 21 players in the NFL Combine, which is 4 fewer than last season, a 16% cut. We have a choice to make, college sports fans. We can make college sports a dynamic landscape where fans have all their choices of rooting interest, or we can just allow the SEC and Big Ten to take over and reduce our choices to a handful of blue bloods. That's where we are right now. Choose. Choose and make your voice heard. It may not matter, but you got to do what you got to do, or you got to do what you can do, right?